Hi guys, it's Sophie. So I wanted to do a little bit of a reading vlog this weekend. I had Friday off as toil, which was really nice, so I got some study done. I need to do some more study through these next 2 days, but it's not as study heavy as a lot of them are. And I thought I would start by showing you what I'm reading and what's on my TBR, and kind of choose my next read with you, and then maybe try and finish the book I'm reading and the book I choose this weekend. Yeah, that's kind of the plan, and then I was just going to talk through what's on my TBR like as we go through as a bit of an update. Hey Fuzz. Because it's my birthday this month on the 27th and I'm undecided as to whether or not I want to ask for more books, or whether I might ask for some book vouchers, because I have more books on my TBR than I normally would, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get through them all, just because work's busy and study's busy and everything else. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm currently reading Luster by Raven Leilani. If you don't kind of know how to follow me on what I'm currently reading, especially now I'm not being able to post as much, my Instagram, I'm trying to post as many of the books I'm reading as I'm reading them as I can, so you can kind of get live updates there. And the place where you'll have everything is always Goodreads. I always have everything that I'm reading on my Goodreads. That's never not up to date. Yeah, so I'm 65 pages into this one, and I think it's probably about 250 pages long, even shorter, 225 pages long, so this should be totally achievable. Tom's on late today, so he's asleep right now, and he leaves at like 11:30, so in like 2 hours. So normally when Tom's out in the evenings I read a lot more, because when he's here we watch TV or films. We've been watching some really good films lately. But because he's out tonight, I feel like Luster should be fairly easy to finish, especially if I do like an hour or two in the day and then have the evening. And then these are the books on my TBR, so I'm going to go through them and just share what they are. So I have non-fiction The Diary of a Bookseller by Shaun Blythe. I think this could be quite a good pick, in that I expect it's going to be quite an easy non-fiction to read and be quite kind of light and jolly, and maybe that would be a good one to pair like snippets of. So we want this one. Then I've got Verge by Lydia Jukanovic. This is the one Tom gave me. It is pretty short, and it is short stories, so it's only like 200, probably like 202, 203 pages long, and it's short stories. So again, this one could be another one that could be quite a good like pacey one to go through, though I do find I forget short story collections, individual stories, more when I read them fast. I've seen more and more people talking about Tender is the Flesh lately, so I am intrigued. However, I think I've read quite a lot of dark stuff lately, so maybe this one isn't the right one for now, because I think it is really dark, and I feel like I'd kind of rather have this one as like one I carry through the week, because I think it's going to be quite compelling. And when the weeks are really busy and I only have like a couple hours each day of free time, it can be hard to pick my book back up for 30 minutes rather than like scrolling on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. So this one I think is probably going to go on the no pile, maybe pile. It's going to go on the maybe pile. This one is definitely going to go on the no pile for this weekend, because it's a bigger, meatier non-fiction. I've just finished a non-fiction that was fairly detailed and took me a lot longer to read than I thought it was going to. So this one is not going to be on there, just because I've read one that took kind of similar amounts of mental energy recently, and it is a longer one, like 300 pages. So I don't know that I'd finish it given the subject matter, the book format, type and length. So not a good one for this weekend. And then Shelley Bain, I'm really excited to read Shelley Bain, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet. It is long, so it's probably going to be excluded purely on the basis of length. It's 430 pages, but I'm intending to read this soon. Maybe this will be the one I pick up when I finish the two I'm about to pick up. I think that could be good. I think this could maybe be my next read after I finish these two shorter ones this weekend. And then the last pick is Uncanny Valley by Anna Weiner, and I think this one's a maybe too. So this is non-fiction, but it's like quite like compelling, kind of like gossipy stories about Silicon Valley. 2 seconds, coffee. So similarly to the Diary of a Bookseller, I feel like this is going to be quite like chatty non-fiction. So the 3 that we have are 2 non-fictions and Verge. I might eeny meeny miny moe it, so eeny meeny miny moe, catch a cricket by its toe, if it hollers let it go, eeny meeny miny moe. Okay, so Verge is gonna be the one that I'm gonna have a go at once I finish Luster. So these are the 2 books I'm gonna try and read this weekend. It's Saturday morning at really 9:15 now. I do need to do some study, but I'm gonna try and do a little bit, maybe read like a chapter of Luster first and then go into my study. The only other book I have, the only other book I have on my TBR that I haven't spoken through is, of course, Ulysses. I ended up getting a third of the way through before I had to halt on reading it. I picked it up in December because in December it really felt like work was beginning to come back to normal, like the pressures were beginning to feel kind of a bit like they were before COVID, and basically by the end of the first week of December my whole job role changed to be supporting HR stuff to do with the vaccination programme. So until we're at a point where that is like coming toward a close, I can't imagine work will change that dramatically for me. So Ulysses was a good idea at the time I picked it up. It's a bad idea because of the headspace and what I need reading for at the moment. So it's going to stay on the shelf. At some point this will abate and I'll pick it back up and work my way through, but it's just not what I need right now. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to sit and read a little bit of Luster and I'll check in as we go.
So it's now 12:30. I've been essay writing all day. I will show you. There we are. I've done really well actually. I started drafting it on Friday and I've done the introduction and that hit the word count. I always go over on the word count, so hitting the word count's good. So I've done that, minus 16 words, I'm on it. And I've just written a literature review yesterday and today. Thursday night then I started it. So Friday and today I've just finished writing the literature review because I had yesterday off. And it's supposed to be 1,500 words and it's 1,524. That's amazing. Normally I'm off. Normally I write like probably at least another half of it and then I have to majorly cut it down. So I'm really pleased that I've managed to get in as much as I have and keep it quite tight. But I have been doing it now for like 3 hours probably since I spoke to you last, so I need to give it a break. And then either later on today or tomorrow I will give it my like read through, check for any elements I've missed, and I have like probably 8 or 9 different appendices that I want to add in, so I need to cut back probably like 75 words total so that I can fit in the 50 words to introduce each of the appendices like within the text. But I'm happy I've got all of the cool stuff I need to get in there, and yeah, I'm doing really well. So as I say, the whole thing is 7,000 words long, and let me Excel 1 second. So if I've basically done, let's like ignore the fact I've got to tweak it, but I've done 1,750. So I have done already 25% of the entire thing in 2.5 days, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The other thing that is like nice to know is I've actually already done my primary research. So COVID times, everything, they're letting us use research we've done at any point in the last 2 years. So the topic I chose, I've already produced the survey, done all the statistical analysis, gained all the results, interpreted all the results. So the biggest chunk of the essay, which is the 3,000 words on the primary data, it's broadly like there. It's just a case of writing it in nicely, but there's not like probably like the months of data collection and analysis because I've already done that. I did that in the summer. So I'm feeling really good about this. I'm feeling like I'm like whipping through it, and I'm really proud I've managed to like keep broadly to my word count. So as I've done so well, as I say, I might do my checking later because, sorry, we're just going to talk about study for a bit because my head's been in it for 3 hours. But if I read through it later today, because Tom's out this evening, So maybe if I had a look at it at like 5-ish and did my read through and tweaking and introduction of my appendices, then tomorrow there's research methodology that I have to write, but I've already done, again, because I've already done it, I've already done an analysis on sample size, which I want to include. So I think I probably only have like 200 words left to do of that. So depending on how it all goes, what I might do is look at the 2 data textbooks I have that I've read already, but I need to like pick out the bits and finish off that last bit, that research methodology, because then in my week off, which is the first week of March, I reckon I can probably get over those, like, whatever it is, 9 days off. I reckon I can write the 3,000 word bit and get this sorted before my exam. That would be my ideal. But anyway, I'm gonna head out of study space now because I've just been diving into it so much, and I'm going to read Luster. I'm probably like nearly halfway through now. I read the first chapter, read the next chapter, like I mentioned I was going to. So I think I'm going to read Luster and see how I get on, and if I find myself like turned off by it at any point, or I'm like meh, then I might switch to Verge and read a short story from Verge. So that is the plan. I'm also going to need to get some food at some point soon. But yeah, exciting. So I've got my lunch. It's goat's cheese, cherry tomatoes, and rosemary tart. Made it a few days ago. It's pretty much like a lunch staple. I didn't make it all the time. I made it too much. I had to wean myself off with some salad. And I've read another chapter of Luster. So just gonna carry on through it, and I'll let you know what I think of it when I get there. Or if I pause, I'll let you know why I'm pausing. So it's just about 2 p.m. I have just 2 chapters left of Luster now, so I'm going to go back onto my essay and do a bit of a trim and then get back into this because my brain's fuzzing a little bit just reading at the minute, and I figure the more I get done with this the better. I definitely failed to finish this today. It's only 2 chapters left because the chapters are so long. It's weirdly easier to keep reading because there's less of like an excuse to stop. I'm finding this one okay so far, but I'll talk about my full thoughts later when I finished it. Okay, it is 4:15. I have done another 2.25 hours of essay stuff, and I've proofread in detail, sorted out all of my secondary literature. I'm going to show you my references in a sec because they're always my favourite part. I love spending the time reading them all and like gathering together stuff and learning lots of stuff. There's always loads of stuff I can't include, which was a pain, but like I enjoy that bit. I like it, it's fun. And I always go off on tangents. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I'm going to read loads about this. And then I'm like, oh God, you can't use any of that. But I'm really happy with it. So it means that hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to do just the 500 word bit on my research methodology, and then I'm like bang on track as to where I wanted to be, which is brilliant. I'm going to do my exercise for the day now. I've got 3 Chloe Ting videos that I need to do, and I reckon that'll probably take me until probably like 5:30 in reality, like with the shower and stuff. And then I'm going to get into some comfy clothes. I'm in pretty comfy clothes right now. Comfier clothes, but this is still going to be here. I love it. And I'm going to finish Luster, probably with dinner. And then don't know what I'll do this evening. I'm not going to do any more study today because whilst I'm enjoying it and my brain's like really into it, I'm enjoying the doing of it. I know that if I go back to work on Monday and I've spent like whatever it was, like 5 or 6 hours on it yesterday, and if I did 9 until like 12 or 1, and then another 2, so I've probably done like 5-6 hours today. If I do that again, I do more, and I do more tomorrow, it's gonna not feel like I've had a good break. So I need to like chill now. I've got to turn my brain off from like, oh, reading things, research. But yeah, so that's the plan. I will show you my references quickly, and then I'm gonna go do some exercise, and I'll see you when I'm clean. I just find these so satisfying. I'm all washed and showered and exercised, and it's exactly 5:30 because I know timings well. So I'm going to read probably one more chapter of Verge. I think that's probably like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then I'm going to make some creamy pasta for dinner. It's just me for dinner, so I can make whatever I want, and I love creamy pasta. And I think Tom is like a bit fed up with all my mushrooms. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to read this one first. So I just finished Luster, and Foster is on heat and being very rolly. And I would say it's 3 stars. I liked it. I just don't know that it's going to stick with me. I feel like I've read quite a lot that's been fairly similar. Hello, Foz. But yeah, I'm still glad I read it. Loads of hype. Foz. Yeah, so I've got Verge next. It's only 7:30 and Tom doesn't get home till 9, so I'm probably going to read a couple short stories from Verge. So it's Sunday morning, I've got my breakfast and my books. This is my first time trying oat yogurt. I'm trying to move away from the majority of dairy. I'm still going to do cheese and eggs, but pretty much everything else I'm going to try and find replacements. So I read the first 2 stories in this collection last night before I went to bed, and they're pretty dark. So I was having a little bit of a down afternoon yesterday, just feeling a little bit lonely in the house. And I think because Tom's out again this morning, he'll be back at like 4. I'm not sure this is the best one to read all day on my own. So I'm also going to pair it with The Diary of a Bookseller. So I think I'm going to read 1 chapter from this one, and then 1 story from this one, and 1 chapter from this one. Okay, so I read 2 more stories from Verge, and because I am feeling a little bit sad and a little bit lonely today, I've decided to charge my Switch again and go and find some of the fish I'm missing in Animal Crossing. And I've downloaded the audiobook for Diary of a Bookseller. So I had loads of credits on my Audible that I haven't used. And I also downloaded the audiobook for They Were Her Property, which is one I got for Christmas as well. And I'm either going to play on my Switch, or potentially I might take up my Paint by Numbers again and listen to some stuff. But I'm going to keep reading this one through until my Switch is charged enough. It's probably like, it's 9 now. Blimey, it's still really early. So I'm going to read probably like another couple of stories of this one and then switch over to an audiobook. Also got to do my exercise today again. I don't know whether Tom's going to want to do it when he comes home or not. So I was thinking I might do it by myself. But yeah, so I think I'm going to carry on with this one, read a few more, and then swap over to audiobook and switch. So I always find listening to audiobooks is a lot slower. So I'm only 36 pages in, and it's now like 11:15. I don't like the man in the book so much. Like, as in, I'm not sure I'd get on with him in real life, but I am enjoying listening to this one and playing Animal Crossing. So I think that might be what makes up more of my day, though Verge is fairly short. So I don't know whether I will finish that one or not, but regardless, I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling a bit happier doing this. Yeah, so I think I'm going to sit with the audiobook of Diary of a Bookseller for a little bit. So I've played like nearly 3 hours of Animal Crossing whilst listening to the Diary of a Bookseller. Actually a little bit further forward than this. Hey Fuzz. But it's finally gotten like not raining outside. It's rained all through yesterday and Friday, so I haven't been able to go outside in ages. So I'm going to find a pair of headphones and go on a walk whilst listening to my audiobook, and then probably just come back and chill a bit more because Tom will be home in like 3 hours, which will be nice. And I think we're going to watch a film tonight. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a little walk. I feel so much better for that walk. I haven't been like out in a while, and not for a walk probably for a week, maybe a week and a half, and it was just lovely. I'm quite sweaty. It was a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm not going to take my shower now because I know Tom and I are probably going to do our exercise later. I think I will wait for him, and if he doesn't want to do it, I'll just get on with it. I kept listening to Diary of a Bookseller whilst I was walking, and I'm 130 pages in, and I guess the book's probably about 300, probably about 300 pages, yeah, 309 pages. So I'm quite happy with that, and I just feel so much better. I feel so much more optimistic and happy, and that's my cat's bottom. And yeah, I'm really glad. And it looks like it's going to rain again now, so I'm really glad I just dumped everything and was like, no, go outside. I'm going to keep playing Animal Crossing. I'm trying to catch a lobster and listening to my audiobook for a little bit, at least until I catch said lobster. And then maybe I'll read a bit more of Verge, but I'm quite enjoying the audiobook. I haven't listened to an audiobook this year yet, and I like that it lets you chill and do other things. First, I was not gone for that long, darling. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys a bit later. Tom is home, and I have finally caught my lobster. Finally. So now I've done that, I can go and do my Chloe Ting for the day. And yeah, I'm pretty far through Diary of a Bookseller. Last time I checked, I had reached page 178 of 300. So yeah, doing pretty well. I think I'm going to keep listening to it whilst I exercise because that can be quite good fun as well. But for now, I'm happy with my lobster. I was. So I just finished doing my Chloe Tings and I kept listening to this one. I am on page 212, so I'm doing really well. I've got like 100 pages left. It's 4:45, so I'm going to have a shower now and keep listening to this because I think I might finish this one today. If I do finish that one today, my aim was 2 books. I'm also halfway through this one, so that was bad lighting with the artificial light directly above me. But yes, if I can finish the bookshop one, then I'm halfway through the other one. I've done 2.5 books rather than 3, plus loads of my essay stuff, so that would be amazing. Yeah, so I'm a little bit hot and sweaty, so I'm going to jump in the shower and then back to the Animal Crossing and audiobook. I just wanted to do a really quick update. It is Wednesday morning and it's just before 8 AM and I've just finished listening to the Diary of a Bookseller because weekends, if I don't get my reading in, it's very hard to get it in the rest of the week. So yeah, I just finished that one and wanted to close off this vlog. I still haven't gotten any further with Verge and probably I'm not going to read much more again until next weekend. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys. I kind of enjoyed it, probably would give it 3 stars. It was nice to listen to as like an audiobook, but I don't know that I would have found it as useful as a physical book. Yeah, so that's all I was going to share and I'll see you guys again soon in my next video. Bye!